Hey, what's going on, everybody? We're back, and today we are doing some more computer science. This is officially week one. Again, I was just reviewing some things. What is this? That's the Jean Lambrey. Nope, that's not it. Or is it in here? Yeah, it is in here. Okay, I guess I'll take you guys through what is going on. This is pretty easy stuff. First we have, you guys may not have saw this last time, but this is just, it's always good practice to do this. I probably talked about it last time, but we're past that. Anyway, this time, guys, we're talking about something new. We are importing scanner. Why do we have to import scanner, ladies and gentlemen? We have to import scanner, or at least this week we were talking about in Java we have to import scanner because a scanner is a sort of library, you could say, of cool stuff that we can use so we don't have to do a redonkulous amount of code to get to our end goal. Yeah, that's all of programming, basically. What is the most efficient time? Abstraction to the highest level. Class, I already talked to you about that. We have our public static void main, and we're taking a string of arguments. Yeah, string of arguments. Okay, so here's a cool thing about Java that sometimes, or that doesn't happen in some other languages like Python and stuff. You have to create a new object for this new scanner class. And the way this goes is you'll have the scanner, you'll have the name of the thing you're creating, and what is going to be equal to is equal to a new object of the scanner class. In this case, it's going to be the scanner. Inside here, it's going to be system.in. System.in. This means that you're going to read information. Somebody's knocking on my door.
Did you see theirs?
But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be system out print line.
Just because someone says they can doesn't mean
1 minute.
What? I do, but you were acting like you were coming. You were asking all these questions.
Okay, never mind. I thought I had a library. Anyway, what we are going to see is printing a line. One line is one string. See, what's cool about this is that we're not only taking the object of the class, we're taking it and we're putting it into something. We're putting it into context, even though this is basic level coding, which it is, and I'm sure many of you know that who are watching. What's cool about it, there are people giggling behind me. What are you guys doing? Yo.
What are you doing?
I'm filming YouTube. I'm teaching people stuff.
Teaching them what?
I'm teaching them how to do basic programming.
That's
Basic programming. But as you can guys see, so it's important that after we print out the line that's asking for the first name, we actually declare, we could actually declare this up here and then call it down here, but we're not going to do that. Instead, we are simultaneously declaring and calling for that. See, in the input.next. Input.next means you're going to do the next entrance of the user. And then we have another system printout. This is printing out that, plus whatever you entered is going to be stored into that name variable, which is a string. And as you can see, that's the code right there. You guys can pause and look at it. Okay, that's another person entering the room. And this is what you'll see on the command prompt. Next, sure, yeah. Next, we have the same exact thing, except we have the same exact thing. We are importing the scanner class, and it's a class, this time it's name and color. You'll notice I'm naming my classes based on their objectives. That's general grammar. It also makes things a lot easier in the programming world, rather than looking through A1, class A2, So yeah, of course we have our scanner, creating that new object. We are printing out, enter the nickname. You'll know now. This is going to be kind of cool. You see, we call it after we ask for it. We ask for the input.next after we do system out. So you can see it before you have to enter it, or you have to enter it and then it'll say something. Next, we have another system.out. You will input the color. After that, we have our system out print line. You can see these backslash and backslash n. That is just simply a new line. That means this is going to do new lines before it enters this. I did this to clean it up a little bit. Your favorite color is in string, so you'll also notice this is catenation, concatenation. Yes, that's how you say it. Concatenation, meaning you can add things, or you can add like variables to strings. You can add strings to strings. You can do a lot more, but I'm not going to get into that now because I want to hurry this up. Anyway, and of course you see I clean it up. I give a little bit more space. Yeah. So, of course, after all this, and again, the objective of this is simply to ask for your name and color. But yeah, as you can see here, this is here. I'll do that for a second. Yeah, you can see that. As you can see, that's what it looks like if you put this in a editor. And what I mean by editor, you can use a lot of editors. Currently, this class is making me use TextPad, but I prefer Notepad++. So, I don't need that anymore. Okay. Next, we're going to go back here. And this is it looks like the command prompt. And if you guys are wondering how to do this command prompt, well, you guys can look up a tutorial on how to download and use the command prompt and everything. Gotcha. I'll be there in a minute. Yep.
Hi, YouTube.
Anyway, next we have our assignment to program 3. Basic everything. We are importing scanner from Java Util. And guys, you can import a lot more than this. It's just these programs, all this requires. You're gonna have to import you're gonna have to import some math. You're probably gonna have to import some weird functions if you're trying to do like I was trying to create games the other day. Not on this computer, but on one of my friend's computers. He was wondering how to make a game, and I was showing him, just how to set up a bland, basically frame, I guess. Yeah, frame. A bland frame. There was nothing going on. It took me like 10 minutes. I just set up a bland frame with nothing in it. But I said, from here, you would edit everything that you need. What's at the top of the frame, what's bottom of the frame. And, because that's why a lot of math comes into this, because you have to be able to calculate, just like the ball physics, if you're doing the ball game, you have to calculate at what angle, at what path it's going to do, So yeah, a lot of math goes into this at a point. Right now, as you can see, it's not too much math that's going into this. It's literally, addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division, which is, well, you can sort of make an argument that that's all this is, even to the highest level. But for right now, we're just going to think of it as two different things to make it very, very simple. So anybody could do it. Okay, next. What is this doing? This is AVG. AVG stands for average, at least in my abbreviation. So we're averaging something. We are averaging 3 real integers. That's why it's important to have your goal of the program up here. Of course, we have our function listed. We have our scanner. Creating it. We have our system.out.print line. Please enter 3 numbers for the average. And of course, you can see number 1, number 2, number 3. It asks for this in this order because you're entering it. It's going to take it in. And you'll notice when I put input next, it's not just next, because next is just taking basically the next string, the next characters. You're inputting a number. When you're so you need int to match the declaration. What is the type? So you're doing an integer, you need to do the next integer, right? You can't just have next a string and string be stored into the integer. It doesn't work. You'll notice, I'll show you guys this right now. I just want you. Okay, well, then I'll just have you, and I'll just, okay. Watch this, people. I'll have to name this a different one. I'll put average 3. I'll put AVG 3, please. Save. avg3. Okay, now, as you can see, this is what it means when it's saved as a Java file. You'll start to see everything highlighted. Strings green, and whatever these up front, basically what you're declaring new, whatever type it is, your public static void, it's going to be blue. Okay, so next, first we have to compile. That's another thing I probably didn't tell you. So, as you can see down here, you probably heard that noise. You were like, oh no, something's wrong. Well, nothing is wrong. And all this says is that the tool has completed successfully. If it didn't, there would be errors. 3 numbers, 34, 45, 65. Okay. The average is what, oh, yeah. So that's what you saw. Now, let's do that. Watch what happens. Watch what happens. Yep. This is the problem. It's an incompatible type. String cannot be converted to an integer. It cannot be done in this way. So we have to declare it. You're only going to accept the next integer that comes across the screen. It's very important you remember that. So now we have it. I'm just going to do control 1 for, there we go, and control 2. Alright, so 56, 76, and 87. And it'll be 73 is the average. That's cool. Press any key. I'll just press enter. So, and that was our final program. And as you can see, it simply just adds them up here. And so, computer math when you're writing a program is almost like math you would write out on the paper, except you have to be very meticulous. The computer can't, if you forget the parentheses, the computer doesn't just assume you forgot the parentheses. It will just simply go along as what you put, even though you might mean that in the obvious thing. You could even set up the whole program based around that. You could name the program that. But if you still didn't do the right thing, the computer is not going to assume it. Okay? So you guys have to put in the work and do the actual what you want to say on the screen. So yeah. And dividing it by 3. Now, realistically, what I should have done, well, what we should have done is just counted the number, well, I guess you could say that. We only have 3 inputs here, so it works. But if we were doing another one, we could use different loop statements to, let's say, enter until we press a certain, so we can press, hey, put in an X amount of numbers for the average. And what it would do is we could have a loop statement, enter this, except we could have well, in C++, I know there is a guard statement, meaning if you pressed a certain symbol, it would exit the loop, and it would simply go to the next thing. I don't know, I'm actually not sure of that in Java. That's kind of cool. Hey, I think I'm gonna do some research and figure that out, how to do that. That's kind of funny. I've been trying to program apps, and yet that's one of the basics I still don't know. But as you can see, you learn something new every day. But yeah, you use the loop to count it however many times you needed it and you wanted it. And what you can do is you create a, I'm not going to get into that right now. I was going to say you could just create a list or a dictionary. But most of you don't know what that is, so we're not going to cover it in this topic. But yeah, this is basic input. Basic system input. I hope you guys enjoyed the video today. If you did, like and subscribe for more. And I'm going to have my loud ass outro play, so if you are going to listen to the outro, please turn down your headphones. Thank you very much. I will see you next time.
I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe for more. I'll see you later.